name's Josh, and today I plan on telling you guys a story about how I almost got caught sneaking out of the house. Because where I live, we have a curfew. I don't know if you guys do, but we had a washboard festival. And we have a washboard festival every year because we have the oldest still running washboard plant in the world, I think. If not in the world, in the United States. And it was the last night of the washboard festival, and me and my friends were really bored, and I lived pretty near this one kid, and 5 kids were staying at this kid's house. So I lived pretty close to him, and he's like, "Hey Josh, you wanna come over and hang out?" So we met at a school about halfway in between each of us, and there were about 6 kids total there. It was the kid's brother, the kid Zach, the Buckley 98, check him out, YouTube, and Jared and Paul and JoJo. Yeah, there were 6. Yeah. And so when we snuck out, we were down there hanging out, and I don't do this, okay? I don't do this. I don't know why they do this, but they all wanted to get some dip. I don't do this, but they do. So they all wanted to get some dip, so they had their uncle drive them down the speedway. A couple of them did, and 2 of them, which would be the kid's brother and that Paul kid I was talking about earlier, didn't believe that they were actually going, so they decided to go by themselves. So we were walking down there. We're down by the courthouse. We see a cop, and we all run into the alley, right? And we end up, a couple of us end up walking back. So there's only 2 kids that end up going down the speedway. And so when we're walking back, we meet up there and calling, "Did you guys actually go down to Speedway?" And they're like, "Yeah." So we were gonna walk down and meet them at Speedway. We were across the street from Speedway, and my friend Jared was standing there, and all of a sudden he turned and he goes, "Shit, it's a spotlight!" So we all lay down on the ground. Well, it turns out that 4 cops had pulled up and were picking them up for being out past curfew. And later on, Paul told us that when they picked him up, they only picked up 2 people, and that was the kid's brother and Paul. And later, Paul told us that he lives out of town. He lives out in the country, and so he told us that the guys, the policemen, were just messing with him, and they were like, "Where do you live, son?" And he goes, "Bradford Drive." He's like, "You're from out of town? Should I shoot you?" And jumped back and grabbed his pistol. And they all started laughing. So the cops were pretty much just messing with him, but they took him into the station anyway. And so we're running back to the house. We run all the way back to that school. And Paul said that on our way back to the house, they heard over the radio, we have 439s running on, whatever street it was. I can't remember. I think it was Mulberry. Running on Mulberry. And Paul leaned up in the cop car and goes, "That's our friends." Because apparently the cops had known that there was more people with him. So they knew we were out there. They didn't know where, but they knew we were out there. And apparently they were looking for us. They didn't find us, so we got good. We ended up making it back to the kid's house, and we're sitting there, and we're all sitting outside around the fire, and his mom comes out, and she goes, "Guess where Graham and Paul are?" We're like, "At the police station." She's like, "Yeah, Billy's got to go pick them up right now." And their mom and their dad was really mad. And then it was about 3 o'clock in the morning at this point, and his dad went down to pick him up, and his mom drove me home. But on our way home, I live in the middle of town. On our way home, we were driving past the city pool, and there was a deer right in front of the city pool. And I just thought that was cool. But yeah, that's my sneak out story anyway. The thing about sneaking out is it's so much fun because the risk of getting caught. I think that's what it is. I think that's what we figured out. That's why it's so much fun. But if you do get caught, you're in some pretty big trouble. I mean, it's definitely not gonna be good. I have another sneak out story. I'll tell you that one in a later video. But actually, I have a couple more sneak out stories that I'll tell you in a later video. I'm not saying to try sneaking out, but I'm not gonna lie to you, it's really fun. And then somehow my parents found out and I got yelled at hardcore. I got in trouble, and that was absolutely no fun. And when I was talking about how we were running back to that kid's house, when we got to the school, we were sitting there, and my friend Jared called Paul, one of the kids that was in the back of the cop car. He called him, and he's like, "Where you at?" And Paul goes, "In the back of a cop car." He's like, "No, you're not." So apparently they let you answer your cell phone in the back of a cop car if you're not in that much trouble. But I don't know. I mean, I just thought it was weird that they let answer his phone. I thought it was pretty funny how none of us got caught and they all did. And when we were running home, we were dead sprinting too. We weren't jogging. We were gone. I mean, you gotta think if it was you. Would you waste time just chilling while you're running from the cops? No. I mean, that's no fun. Plus, there's more of a risk of getting caught. Yeah, it was pretty scary though. I don't think I have enough time to tell you another story, but if I did, I would. Because this one's taking up 7 minutes 30 seconds already. I need your guys' help to get my videos out there. I mean, because I can only do so much. It's really you guys that get my videos out there and do all the real work. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's pretty fun making videos, but I can only do so much. You know, I have to have your guys' help. Right now I'm kind of just looking for a house. I can't figure out where to build my house. If anybody knows any way they can help me find a house, or find somewhere to put a house. I think I'm gonna just keep going around until I find a village, or like a temple or something. Like, you know how they have those jungle temples or those desert temples? I think I'm gonna find a village, a jungle temple, or a desert temple, and I'm gonna make that my house. Because that'd be a cool house. I mean, I could always build one, but, you know, what fun would that be? And, like, especially the desert temples, you always find stuff in them. So I can't just build one. You gotta find one. I don't have too many resources right now. I think I should actually start mining some more. But comment and tell me where you think I should build my house, like in what biome. Like desert, grassland, jungle, you know, whatever. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. Yeah. Need you guys to help me out. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, like it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.